Hello. I know I'm a little bit late to this presentation, so I'm not going to keep you guys waiting. So this presentation is going to be on Mercury, and if you guys have been keeping up, you know the gist of what's going to happen. Just look at the slides if you want to, or if you want to have me speaking, then that's fine too. And we'll go now. But before we continue, I just gotta give our disclaimer that all of this is from the internet. So, hopefully it should be true, but I can't guarantee the 100% accuracy or that it won't change in the future. Alright, here we go. Layers of Mercury. So basically, like the Earth, the Mercury has an inner core and outer core, a mantle, and a crust. Mercury's inner core is solid and is made of 70% metals and 30% silicon material. The metal material is primarily iron and the silicon material is primarily silicon rocks. The outer core of Mercury is made of liquid or molten metal. Mercury's mantle is primarily made of silicon sand, similar to Earth's mantle. The crust is primarily made of silicon minerals and full of craters. And now, since Mercury does not have an atmosphere, it has an exosphere instead. But I then found out that all planets have something like an exosphere. Mercury's exosphere is a diffuse layer of different types of atoms that extend from Mercury's surface out into space. The elements of these atoms mostly include hydrogen, helium, oxygen, sodium, and potassium. Mercury's exosphere is a result of solar wind, meteoroids, radioactive decay, and particles from the sun. Mercury's exosphere extends from the surface of the planet out into space. And then here's some links that were either used or have more information regarding this. And you guys can't click on that through the YouTube video, because this originally wasn't meant for YouTube. Anyhow, you can look at that if you want to, otherwise we're going to continue. Next is the landscape of Mercury. Mercury's volcanoes are no longer active. In fact, the surface of Mercury is inactive due to global contraction. Global contraction shut down any path for lava to get to the surface. Mercury was once covered in lava, though. Saying this, Mercury's volcanoes used to create large explosions. Now on to extreme temperatures. Mercury experiences extreme temperature fluctuations. In the daytime, temperatures can reach to 800 degrees Fahrenheit or 430 degrees Celsius, with little to no atmosphere. Mercury can't retain this heat. Temperatures at night can reach negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 180 degrees Celsius. Sunrise/sunset on Mercury. On Mercury, the sun can appear to rise, set, and rise again on certain parts of Mercury before continuing the cycle across the sky. I forgot to mention it does the same thing as sunset. Going down, back up, and then down. Water, ice, and organics. Mercury holds water, ice, and organic material in permanently shadowed areas at the poles. This includes craters and permanently shadowed areas. Scientists were able to figure this out using the Messenger Air spacecraft. Mercury's magnetic field. The strength of Mercury's magnetic field is 1% as strong as Earth's magnetic field. It is possible for Mercury to have a magnetic field because Mercury's outer core is still active. Magnetic tornadoes. Mercury's magnetic field interacts with the magnetic field of the solar wind and creates magnetic tornadoes. These tornadoes follow the solar wind down to the surface of Mercury. The neutrally charged gas displaced from the solar wind plasma after touching the surface of Mercury gets sent into the hot sky. That's weird sentence, but if you pay attention, it makes sense. It does, but doesn't make sense. It takes a moment to look. Just trust me on it. The solar wind interacting with Mercury's magnetic field causes an aurora that you can only see through an X-ray, in which reaches the surface of Mercury. Global contraction. Mercury's interior is cooling down, so Mercury is shrinking. This shows that Mercury is tectonically active. Global contraction is causing fault scarps and contractional strain. And then, again, some links. Mythology. Hermes. Hermes is a Greek god who was a messenger for other Olympian gods. Hermes also ruled over wealth, good fortune, commerce, fertility, and thievery. Hermes was a trickster and a thief. Mercury. Mercury is a Roman god who was also a messenger. He represented financial gain, eloquence. The first to saw better eloquence. Communication, travelers, luck, trickery, and thieves. He serves as a guide of souls to the underworld. And then this is the physical description. More of Mercury. Mercury's radius is about 1,560 miles or 2,440 kilometers. Mercury's diameter is about 3,032 miles or 4,879 kilometers. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. Mercury's surface is mainly made of silicon material. Mercury is condensing or shrinking in size, as said in a previous slide. Mercury's gravity is 3.7 meters per second squared. Mercury's mass is 3.285 times 10 to the 23rd kilograms, whatever that means. Orbits the Sun. Mercury is a one-plate planet. Mercury is cooling down. And commonly known, Mercury is the fastest planet in the solar system. Home to some of the largest fault scarps in the solar system. And Mercury is about 0.4 astronomical units away from the Sun. Instead of tectonic plates like Earth, Mercury is divided by quadrangles. And then if you want to take a look at the names to their placement, you can. Otherwise, I'm just going to list them off quick. Going from number 1 to 15. Borealis, Victoria, Shakespeare, Brainslotti, Hokusai, Kuiper, Beethoven, Tolstoy, Ionescu, Dorian, Discovery, Michelangelo, Neruda, WC, I believe. Bach. A sidereal day, the solar day of Mercury. My last video kind of had this included in the presentation, but in case you missed that, a sidereal day is related to the stars, while the solar day is related to the sun. How long it takes? So a solar day is basically how long it takes for the sun to get from one point in the sky all the way back to that point again. And then a sidereal day is basically that, but with the stars. So basically how long it takes one star in the sky to get from that point all the way back to that point. On Mercury, this sidereal day is roughly 58.65 Earth days. Well, the solar day is roughly 176 Earth days. A year on Mercury is 88 Earth days. So, the day is longer than its year. The future of Mercury. The future of Mercury isn't as interesting as the future of the Sun. Mercury will continue to cool down and shrink. Eventually, Mercury's interior will be geologically inactive. Mercury will be the first planet to be consumed by the Sun when the Sun becomes a red giant. Again, here are some links you can take a look at. That's if you're interested. Otherwise, this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for sticking around if you were listening to me. Otherwise, I just hope you have a good day, and the Venus one might not be out for a bit. It's either going to come quick or it's going to come up way later. I would give you an estimated time if I could, but it would be pretty on or off when I work on the presentation. So hopefully I can get it out sooner rather than later. I'll try making a post like 3 days beforehand so you guys get a heads up if you guys are continuing on this. Now that I got that out there, have a good day, and again, thank you for sticking through this, even if it is a little bit boring. Bye.